Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Beastman campaign with Molokh Slugtongue. Now last episode, we burned down the moot, completing our ritual and getting quite a lot of marks of devastation. Over in the World Edge Mountains then, we actually burned down Slayer Keep, Karakadrin, and almost finished with our ritual of ruin over here. And then down here in the south in the Border Princes, we've got Gore the Earthshaker, busy laying siege to the last stronghold of Averland's soldiers. Now, we've got a couple of turns left until he is able to attack, so I'm quite happy to let him continue laying siege, but we move everybody else around. Now, I have to say, it actually feels a little weird doing all of this again, because I was trying to record this last night, so it was ready for today, but I was so tired, I was actually dozing in the middle of talking. That's how bad it was, and I actually dozed off during the end turn phase for like 20 minutes, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to have to come back to it today, because, let's be honest, it was terrible. I actually listened back to some of the video, and you could hear me mumbling when I was just sort of... Anyway, feeling much more awake now and happy to continue. Now, before I do start moving everybody around, I do have a new addition to Molokh Slugtongue's force. As you may remember from last episode, when I click on him, I was able to recruit the Regiment of Renown version of the Jabberslife over here, and I renamed it to a submission done by one of you guys, the viewers. Now, fortunately, whoever submitted this name did not leave their own YouTube name, so I don't know who did it, but thank you very much, mates, regardless. You can see the backstory on screen right now, and I have to say, I thought it was really cool. Tying it into the gardens of Slaanesh, the fact that it's cursed, essentially, to be in the world, and miss out on all the beauty that it used to enjoy. I thought that was really cool. A very twisted form of a fallen angel, you know? But, obviously, with more fangs. Anyway, over here, as we finished going after Einschatten and completing the ritual, I was deciding where to go next, and bearing in mind we do have 2 Herdstones to play with, so we can set up in more than one location. So what I was thinking is, either to go to Pfeildorf, or go to Wissenberg. Now the reason why I was thinking each of these is because if we go Pfeildorf, we can actually take Wissenberg, Steingart, Pfeildorf, and go after Fort Sol and Karakern. So that will give us quite a few targets to try and raise up our our destination points. If we head up towards Wissenberg, it does a little bit more. It does prevent me going after Fort Sol and Karakern, but it does allow me to go after Nuln and Flensburg, which at the moment is currently burnt down. But what we could do, we could actually just go for Pfeildorf here, and then march up towards Nuln afterwards and give us all these territories. We were going to have to go to war with Talabecland at some point, so may as well do it when we get closer. So yeah, I think we'll go after Pfeildorf first and then work our way up. So, let's grab you, Slugtongue, and we're going to get you to use the beast paths to jump over towards here. Looks like it's unoccupied at the moment. Can I see what the garrison's like? It's going to be quite extensive, bearing in mind, 1, it's a level 4 building, and it does have basic walls. But it is also the capital for Solent, so it would make sense for the faction to have a stronger capital. But that's you there. Actually, let's go down here a minute to Akendorf. Click on you, Gore, and let's just have a quick look. Remind me. We do actually have some towers built already, and I mean we could attack right away, but I am going to leave her for 2 turns, and what I'll do, let's get some Battling Rams as well. There we go. Perfect. Once we're done here... Oh, sound like a siren going past now. Once we're done here, I'll see about making him jump over, maybe even head up to here, if we're going to go after Karakern. So he will be busy there. And then, as for these guys, Sahatori of the Shadows and Malagos the Doomslayer, I was giving it some thoughts after last episode. Now, these guys were originally heading up towards Nagenhof and Fort Jagova, so we can burn those down and get the maximum amount of points for the Ritual of Ruin over here in Karak at Razak. But the thing is, I don't really want to go to war with Nordland right now, and just for the sake of a small settlement, it's really going to put us out of position when you consider over here, they've got quite a lot of territory and it's going to be right next to Angrund. So I'm actually going to leave them here, and then what I'm going to do instead is perform the ritual. Give it a sec, there we go, extra 34 points. And it's put us over halfway towards the next stage, which is quite cool. Gives us an extra army, as well as... oh no, is that all? Yeah, an extra army. That could work out actually, because I wanted to get Gorse Warhoof, just as a unique character that we haven't seen yet. Everyone has seen Kazrak, One-Eye, Malagor, the Dark Omen, and so on. But having Gorse Warhoof could be a nice addition, a Centaur Lord. So what I'm going to do with you guys instead, is I'm going to bring you back down south. You can jump here, and we'll get you... How do I want to do this? Because if we head down this way, we can go after Mount Gunbat, and then make our way eventually over to the Pillars of Grungni and Karazakarak. It might be better... I'll tell you what, we'll send them 2 separate ways, because you never know what we might find on the way. So, Zahatori, let's get you using the Beast Pass, and we'll get you jumping up along here. See, he's going to go towards Ganashrak's lair and make his way down. And then Malagost is going to make his way to Zufbar, Guam Peak, and they can meet up here before making their way down, go after the Pniz of Grungni, the Mount Squighorn, which is down here, and then finally Karazakarak. Yeah, that sounds like a solid plan to me. So, you guys are going to do that. Let's just quickly sort out skills. You now got some points in Amber Spear, good to see. And then you... let's go Deadly Blade. Ooh, Dark Moon. Which one do I want to go for? When one falls, extra replenishment for 2 turns. Ruinous Incentive, plus 10 Bestial Rage. Cheaper Giant, Chaos Spawn, and Gore units. Okay. Well, Endless Herd. Unfortunately, none of these are useful for campaign movements, so that would have been the one I would have loved to have got. In that case, I'm going to go for the cost of skill. Just because when we can eventually recruit that new army, I do have to fill it up with, thanks to the tabletop caps, with mainly Gores, supplemented by other units. So, while we actually got the Dread, let's have a quick look. We could actually afford this. We can go 1 here. I mean, we could go 2 here as well, but... yeah, let's go in now when it's cheap. Hopefully we can increase this soon and get our hands on some more. So we'll go for that for now. And then let's click off here a sec. Head down south. And here we are. So who's marching in here? Balthasar Gelt. Okay. Baldric Wolf with his steam tank. Right. Let's try and do this properly. Let's move you forward a little bit. Okay, we've got a second army. Now the thing is, just looking at the units themselves, I'm not that concerned. Gelts might be a little more annoying because of that other mortar, but if we can... I wonder... let's try and sneak him out. If we can go into hidden encampments. So now we're essentially hidden, right? Hence the name. We could see if they make any changes, whether or not they move out of the settlement or swap the garrisons around or something. And if they both leave, then I can easily go after the capital with no issues. So we'll see what happens there. As for you guys, let's get you jumping down towards here. You can make your way over towards here. And I am trying to keep in track the income, because as you can see, we've got enough to last me another 7 turns before we start going into the negative. So we definitely want to start burning some stuff down and getting some more favour before that happens. Now, speaking of that, we've got 1 more turn for you, haven't we? So let's just leave that. Then for Dant, let's give you a natural first, I think. Oh no, hang on. I forgot we could get you Deadly Onslaught. The thing is, because I was so tired yesterday when I was playing through this, I don't even remember now half the stuff I did. So this is like, actually feels kind of weird. It feels like I've done it before, but at the same time it feels like I've not done it, you know? But anyway, let's click on you next, Jindari. Let's give you... Did you finish over here? No. Let's give you... Actually, let's give you Bloodlust. Extra 25% armor piercing damage could come in useful. So we'll give you that. Click this. And during the end turn phase, I can actually talk to you a little bit about the recent news regarding Warhammer. So at the moment, you guys will probably know that Warhammer 3 has been delayed until next year. Now I have to admit, as a guy who's pre-ordered it and really excited to be playing it, it's obviously that bit of disappointing news. I would have loved to have played it as soon as I can. But at the end of the day, I'm personally quite happy with the fact that they've decided to do that. I'd rather them take some extra time to get the game, perfect, and get things sorted out as much as possible, even if it takes a few extra months, rather than give a game that's going to be buggy when it first comes out, and then we have to sit there as they go through multiple updates to try and fix it. I mean, I luckily missed out all of this because I never got a gaming PC until about a year after it came out. But for those of you that may have had the pleasure of playing Rome 2 when it first came out, yeah, I've seen enough horror stories to know what happened there. So yeah, I'm pretty glad they're taking the extra time. And especially if they're going to have to come up with all new stuff, like, if you haven't seen it yet, check out the trailer for Kafi. Now, I always pronounced it as Kate, so that shows me I did it wrong all these years. But the video itself just looked really cool. I thought it was really good with what some of the stuff they were doing. Obviously, the Chinese theme of Cafe was really strong in that video. It looked really cool, especially the superhero dive off the top in order to turn into the dragon. That was cool. But the thing I thought was quite interesting as well, and I'm sure of interest to other players, was the fact that it revealed a lot of the fact units and that's going to be coming out for Siege, including, if I remember correctly, one of the legendary lords that you're going to be able to play as. Now, hang on, let me just check this. Chaos Corruption, I don't need that. Right. But no, I'm not the expert on Chaos, which admittedly is probably a good thing if you think about it. But one of the things I remember with Siege is that he does have a special character, a Lord of Change, a Greater Daemon, called something like Chaos Fate Weaver or something. But it was a very unique Lord of Change because he has two heads. One of them is supposed to see the past, one of them is supposed to see the future or something. And it was mutated because Siege basically threw him into this big storm of magic, which was so deadly, even Siege was concerned about his survival. And so he threw one of his servants in, and it survived and was given great power. So the fact that I saw a two-headed Lord of Change in that video makes me think that Chaos Fate Weaver is going to be the legendary lord, like Scarbrand is for Khorne. So yeah, really excited to see what's going to be happening and see more reveals later on in the year. But that's enough of that. We're here for another turn, so let's grab Malagost and jump you over towards Zufbar, of course. Ta-da! Next, Gore can now go after Arkendorf, so let's just go and attack it. Oh, Marius is now leading the army, but I was hoping to actually fight this battle myself, but given the fact they are now down to half health, I'm just going to have to deal with the auto resolve. Unfortunate, but one of those things. Alright, Luton Ways. There we go. Glittering Scales. That could be useful for you, Gore. And okay, 12% bonus. Averland destroyed. Let's give you a magical weapon. The Blackened Plates. Nah, let's give you Glittering Scales. I think that's a much better option for you. We will give you as well... I'll give you that. Extra missile resistance is never a bad thing. And I will give you a Sword of Battle. Anything else we can give you? Gifted Chaos? Sure. Cultist, why not? Cheaper buildings, good because you're actually a low level one at the moment. Unit capacity +2 for Chaos Spawn. Sure, we'll give you that too. Right. You're going to be making your way over to here. Because we're going to have to eventually jump over, I think, to Migdal Volgenbach in order to go after the dwarves. But then finally, Slugtongue. Now I think, yeah, I think I saw Gelt move down to Fort Sol, so we're in a position there to go after Pfeildorf. Now, we could lay siege to the city. Declare war, sure. Okay, hang on. Let's try and do this smartly. You're currently at war with the servants of Fimoneld and the Blood Dragons. We know about the servants. So, let's go on diplomacy. see if we can find those guys, and offer to join their war. They actually kind of like us, so they should be quite happy about this. Join the war against the Order of New Solent. Moderate. Okay. Perfect. So with that now done, let's attack. Okay. Now bearing in mind, I could lay siege to the city, build up my siege equipment and attack. But the problem is, of course, if Bye Gelt has moved down to Fort Sol, it's in our best interest to try and take the city as quickly as we can. So that does mean we're going to have to attack now. Now bearing in mind, Pyrrhic victory, high casualties. If I do this, we're going to apparently lose a lot of units. So I'm going to fight the battle myself. See you guys down there. So with the sound of bray horns and a roar from the Gauls, my entire army is charging towards the walls of Pfeildorf over here. Now you can already see that they're getting shot out by enemy handgunners, by the towers, but that's not going to stop our troops from reaching the walls. Now I'm going to slow things down just a moment, because I just wanted to show off some of the new units. So I don't think we've seen these guys yet. These are my Plagueors that have joined Moloch's army. You can see some of them have got the scythes that are very characteristic of the forces of Nurgle. And you also got to see some of the bits and pieces like here, some rusted blades and stuff like that. But they just look really, really cool. This one's missing one of its horns, for example. Really, really good job, I must say. But the prize is right over here by the gates. Now, this is for Padonis, I should say, our new Jabberslave. Now, what I've asked it, as well as Galak to do, is to basically charge and attack the gates. Smash it down so the mounted units, like my chariots, my centaurs and that, can come in and do some damage. While that's going on, though, we are focusing on just doing some damage against the defenders on the walls. So you can see up here that I've unleashed a Vile Tide, courtesy of Slugtongue, and if I speed things up again, everybody else is just rushing for the walls. Got Slugtongue waiting here just a moment because he was busy casting that spell, but I'm also waiting for Fordant to actually lift the ladders up so he can run up and join with them too. Over here then, we're going to be unleashing another spell in just a moment, actually, another Vile Tide there, and the army ability version of it right here. I saw these guys just running together and I thought it would be a great opportunity just to smash a bunch of them in one shot. Now you can already see a bunch of them are getting debuffed over here. If I hover over, it's the Curse of the Famine Fiend, reducing melee defense and speed. Not that useful for the speed, but the melee defense, certainly. Now, the defenders are still rushing around trying to get ready to deal with the walls. They can just hear the sound of Padonis behind the gates, and probably not looking forward to that in the slightest. But this is something that's also causing a bit of a problem. A purple sun just unleashed inside the courtyard. Unfortunately, it didn't go quite through into this unit, but it did a fair bit of damage nevertheless. Now at this point, you can see that most of my forces have now made it onto the walls. A lot of the enemy has retreated. You can see the swordsman unit trying to move away, for example. Absolutely terrified because of the Molokh himself being nearby. But across the map, we got us in a very good position. Over here is pretty strong. Over here, with the lack of character support, as well as the fact that the mortars are firing down, they are taking a little bit of damage, but as you can see, it's not actually that much, all in all. So I'm quite happy for them to focus, especially if it means that their own troops are taking damage as well. Now over here, this unit of Ravengers, the Gore Herd with shields, has taken a bit of damage thanks to the archers over here. I had them just sitting around getting shot at until I realised, oh, I better move them over. So these guys are coming in to join in the fight. You can see already the halberdiers have broken. Some swordsmen now come in to try and hold the line. Not going to do that good a job, I must say. Over on this side, we just got spells being unleashed by Slugtongue every opportunity we get. Already you can see the sheer amount of damage he has done with just those spells. And already, did you just see that? You saw Galak just charge right through the gap in the walls as it buckled under the blows of Padonis and himself, in order for him to be able to just make his way and start slaughtering the garrison inside. That was cool. Now the Jabberslave is kind of stuck on the walls. It's one of those annoying buggy situations that happens, but I'm just trying my best. But soon he will be making his way in, while the gates are still out of our control. Looks like the garrison are trying to rush in, but I think his character model is just going to be able to make its way through eventually. But in the meantime, these guys are just having some fun. Over here now, we've still got some handgunners and halberdiers ready to try and hold against our forces as they make their way in. In fact, here comes Vorpadanus. See that flying jump using its wings to glide down right on top of those units. And don't forget, these guys are very effective against infantry. So just charging him straight into something like that, and especially with his unique abilities. If I can hover over him a second, because remember, this is the Regiment of Renown version. Divine Power gives a 50% chance of miscasting. Okay. Searing Bile Blood. Enemies hit by the Vortex in melee combat cause an armor-piercing damage. Okay. And if we pop on here a minute, he has Armor Sundering for his attacks, causes terror, anti-infantry, armor-piercing. And what are these? Aura of Madness. Cannot target if enemies got leadership behind him 50%, but it does damage to them as soon as he gets below that. Searing Bile Blood, of course, reducing their armor and giving them damage. Regeneration, thanks to our research. Yeah, this is a very, very good unit. I feel a little tempted, actually, to take the unit caps off so we can have more of these guys in the army, but I shall leave it for now. In the meantime, he's just charging in. He's now going after some of the Empire Knights over here, which between him, or it, I should say, and my Pestigors are just being slaughtered right now. They're really quickly retreating. We've still got an Empire Captain bravely trying to hang on in there against them, but he is heavily outnumbered. It's not going to be too long until we see him run away. Up on the walls, we can see that this, Free Company militia has been trying to hold back Slugtongue and the Pestigors around him, but enough damage has been done, sending bodies over the walls onto the ground. Wow. There's a ton of damage. Speaking of damage, here is Galak as well as Verdant just going to town on these units of greatswords. They may be greatswords, but they're not going to be able to stand too long against these two heroes. Yeah, actually the combat's melee, they're very tired, but they're actually hanging on reasonably well. I mean, they're not seem to be doing a lot of it, and look at that. Oof, very, very cool. And of course, we got some Twisted Corpses running down in order to join in the fight. Very cool. Now, over this side, since we haven't been paying much attention, I basically ordered all the units, like our second unit of Twisted Corpses, as well as the Beastigors and that, just to come down and go to town against the enemy swordsmen and halberdiers. We're doing enough damage that they're not going to last too long against so many forces. They're going to be running away pretty soon. But while that's going on, we had some knights charging in now over here to try and go against my heroes. Not so good for them, and the Twisted Corpses are going to do some damage too. But because of the amount of units we now got, you can see we've now controlled the gatehouse. So we've got my Centaurs rushing in order to try and do some damage against the knights. We've got our chariots coming in, the Tuxagor ones. And we should have... Here they are, my man-eaters, making their way through. Now, they're not going to get much involved in this combat by the time they get anywhere near an enemy, but it's nice that they've made their way inside at least. Now, over this way, you can see we've just got a ton of enemy units. They keep running away and then coming back, but a giant rock flying by just then is for my Centaur. Now, remember, we needed to summon in at least 10 units in order to unlock one of the challenges of the gods, so I figured, why not summon a Cygor? So he's taken a few shots in against the units that were here initially. Free Company militia in particular was his target. But with another Viletide now and Vorpadanus making his way in, it's not going to be too long until they retreat too. But, as you can imagine, victory at this point is going to be mine. Very, very quickly. In fact, everybody else now just needs to wait around for the inevitable shatter. So these guys are just going to town. You can see another purple sun being unleashed over here. I think I was going to cast a spell here initially, but I obviously changed my mind to go after that nice big group there. And to showcase, Slugtongue has now got 467 kills. Very, very impressive. And you can see it is pretty much at this moment that the enemy retreats. There's only 90 of them left, but soon, it's not even going to be that. They will shatter, and given that it is a siege assault, we automatically kill everybody inside. So, with that, let's go back to the campaign map. So there we have it, decisive victory. Very happy with that result, especially compared to the original auto-resolve prediction, and the entire army has been wiped out. So, let's go ahead and... Oh, 31,000. Oh, that is so tempting. Nope, I need to stay strong. I need to raise my Herdstone. There. Ah, 30,000 I just chucked away to do this. Anyway, we actually got enough devastation points to perform a ritual already, but of course we want to go for the surrounding area to get as much as we can. So, we'll go after Steingart next. No, we'll probably end up going after Fort Sol, but I would feel more comfortable if I can bring in Gore, just so we have the two armies going up against Gelt and the garrison. So for now, you can just rest up, Molokh. Let's quickly do this. In the second game, right, Gore the Earthshaker, definitely want to give you a chariot, but you don't get the ways to go until level 12. That's okay. And you did get Lightning Strike now, right. In that case, let's just focus on your personal skills. Let's go melee defense for you. Oh, wow, of course, I haven't moved you guys yet. Okay, let's move you down to here. I think you're going to be able to get to Mount Gunbad first, so we'll move you there. You have already moved, right. Let's do our research. So what did we do last time? We completed Days of Wrath, so we got the plus 10 armor for Minotaurs. What do I want to go for next? 10% weapon strength for them, missile resistance, ammunition, charge bonus, and vanguard deployments. Ooh, I don't know which one. What about these ones? Physical resistance, melee defense. I remember we did that one. Tell you what, we'll go for the Kulkan Guard Larder. Get that charge bonus and the vanguard deployments. Now, because I've been summoning my Cygors, I can't remember which one it is. Nope. This one. Candle Unleashed. So we got another 4 times we need to do that. Okay. In that case, Galak, let's give you a natural first. And end turn. Oh, this is a little unfortunate. So Belegar has declared war on us and is bringing in all of their allies. Now, we're already at war with Solon, so I'm not fussed about that. But it's the fact we've got Weichland, Clan Drazkarak, which is the owner at the moment of Karak Nun over here, the Border Prince Confederacy, and, oh, Korean as well. Well, there's not much we can do about that, so we're just going to have to deal with all of them, I guess. Ooh, this can make things a little more difficult. Kind of glad now I've got all my armies with Lightning Strike. Okay then, so we now got a whole bunch of enemies to deal with. No problem. Failed a mission, solitary, right. So during the end turn phase, I forgot to include... I'm not going to include in the, well, playback when I do the rendering, because I forgot to actually talk doing that bit. But Gelt has actually moved into Steingart, meaning that, well, it's going to be a good target for us. If we can eliminate him, we can quickly pop down into Fort Sol, wipe them out, and then we can focus our attention then on going after, well, the rest of Iceland, which currently is owned by Weichland. So, let's march you guys forward and attack Steingart. Luckily for me, he's actually in force march as well, so that's going to help us out a bit. Oh, close victory actually. If we do this, we will lose both my units of, well, should be both units of Gore Herds with great weapons, the Twisted Corpses. Right. Okay then, I would rather try and make sure they don't die, but damn it, we've only got like 5 minutes left of the episode. Fine. I'm gonna sacrifice them. I can recruit them back, so it's not like it's that big a deal, but I would have preferred to have kept them a little bit. But anyway, you do that. We've now got the opportunity to recruit mercenaries, okay. and +6 armor for all units. That's really good considering the low armor for most of my forces. Unstoppable attacker. Right, let's get you guys resting up. And we're going to have to recruit some more units. So let's go ahead and get 2 more gore herds. And this time we'll make sure to give them both the name of the twisted corpses, which has obviously collected the maggots from the bodies and going to use them for some more of them. Anyway, let's grab you. I'm going to move you up to this little corner patch here. If this army comes to attack me, then we're outside of reinforcement range, hopefully, that we'll be able to just deal with them. And we're on the Beast Paths, which is a fairly enclosed... Oh no, hang on, I'm getting that mixed up, aren't I? No, I'm thinking about the world routes when you're fighting Wood Elves. But yeah, we should be able to deal with any attack from them, although it could be a tough fight. I mean, they got a bunch of longbeards. These guys are really good when it comes to leadership and not running away. 97 leadership, I mean, even the good standard guys, 89. Wow. That could be a little bit of a tough fight for him. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. If we head over to here, though, to Zufbar, we will get... I doubt you'll be able to jump all the way across there on the Beast Paths. But we'll head you up towards here. You then can make your way down towards here. Oh, hello. Oh, Thorgrim's here. Damn it. Oh, actually, hang on. It's not actually that big a threat. You notice he's got 3 units in his army. That's okay now, we can deal with that. Okay, Molokh, what can I give you, good sir? I know I could focus on these to increase his stats a bit. It probably would be a good idea for me to do that. But what I'm tempted to do is continue... No, we'll finish off Fury of the Herd. Give us those bonuses to our units. Then, Ferdant, let's give you... Finished all of those. Let's give you a natural first. Right, Goreclaw can finish off the Amber Spear. Darzius, let's give you Deadly Blades. And then finally, in turn. Oh crap. So we just got attacked by Jovi Witzsonheimer, who's a Amorist wizard, a dark, death magic. And he's got a decent force, including 3 units of demiglyphs. And look at my garrison, there is no way I can win this. I'm just going to have to auto-resolve this. Given what the size of the other units that we've got at our disposal, even the demiglyphs would have been enough to actually kill them. Damn it. Still can't believe I had to deal with Clan Angrund starting to claim war on me like that. It's really caught things up a bit. Okay then, a little better. So, we've got a defensive battle we're going to have to fight on the Beast Path against Alaric Ranulfson of Clan Drazkavak. Now, I'm going to fight this battle in the next episode because, well, we're coming to the end of this one. So, let's leave it here for today. Thank you guys for watching today's one. I hope you enjoyed it, and you do join me next time for some more Warhammer. But until then, guys, take care, and goodbye for now.